And hello everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a little bit of a while, but today just received this in the mail and I can't wait to review it. So I hope you enjoy this video. Alright everyone, this is going to be a short unboxing / review of the Bumblebee Premium Class from 3A or ThreeZero. This has been quite a bit of time in the making. I actually pre-ordered this premium scale figure back in April of 2019, and today I am very happy to have received it via delivery. It's been quite a bit, but definitely worth the wait, as you can see. The detail is amazing, very well weathered, screen accurate. I'll be taking some more vids and putting them together in this overview / review. A bit more ad hoc, less transitions, so you can see this figure. Again, amazing piece. And here's a shot from the back. I mean, it's just amazing. The spine, all the small pieces that move out of the way for flexing and movement. Very solid. I don't feel like there'd be any problems with this figure standing on its own without a base or a stand. Right now, the shoulder, at least the arms, these are the highest point for the shoulders. And as I'm sure some of you folks have seen, this figure can be placed into a lot of different poses. His hips, little plates here, move easily. Along with the legs, little features like this. I will be putting on the doors as well, and more than likely along with his blaster. On his chest, these are movable and removable if you wanted to place in batteries for the lights. And when you look at the detail, it's just amazing. I love what ThreeZero does with their Transformers line. Easily one of the best, if not the best, when it comes to robot articulated figures. And here's the head, and this is actually as far as the head goes back. There we go. And then forward, and incline. And the button right here is actually to light up the eyes. I hadn't placed any of the batteries yet, so that won't be happening. And then here, these little flaps do come up. The shoulder itself has good motion. Fully rotates all the way up, all the way backwards. Double jointed arm and elbow. Articulation at the wrist. Also at the fingers, like most of the Transformers, each finger has individual joints. And then the forearm does rotate as well. And the leg lifts out about this much. Fortunately, of course, he can't stand on one foot. He's got a bit of too much weight on the side. Have him doing like a really high side kick. The ankles do have a bit of flex to them, so that he can lean a little bit side to side. Yeah, you can see the wear and tear. Amazing paint job. It looks like metal. Of course, it's plastic with a die cast inner body. And the skeleton itself, I mean, it's a good weight. It feels solid in your hands. Good quality. Amazing detail. And there's that tape deck from the movie. Here's a closer look at that arm blaster. I'll most likely be posing Bumblebee with this blaster on. Great attention, great detail. As you can see here, his hand formed these fingers, form these little lines on the blaster itself. Amazing. And then in comparison, that's the blaster. And then here's the actual lower arm or forearm with the hand. And then a closer look at the fingers themselves, looking at the different joints. Fully articulated, also with a swivel and bendable wrist. Fingers, of course, as I mentioned, articulated. And here's the other headpiece with his battle mask on. I was tempted to put this on, but since I already have the Bayverse Bumblebee with his mask on, I thought it'd be a little redundant. I may change my mind in the future. Again, just amazing detail. I just, every time I get one of these figures, it always blows me away by how detailed, how wonderful the paint job is. I mean, it looks like metal, even though it's made out of plastic. Here is a shot of his forearm blade that goes on his left forearm. And this would actually go where this piece is right here. It would be replaced by this. It's just a simple pop off, pop on. Here is a closer look of the wings where the doors are closed or compressed. And the wings slash doors when they're uncompressed. And that rust looks on point. It looks real. And here's a shot of the back with the collapsed doors in place. I'll admit it's not the most intuitive, only because the wheels are fixed and they don't articulate like the other Bumblebee ThreeZero from Bayverse. So I was also pretty hesitant because I don't want to break anything, especially with this piece. But once I got over that, it actually fit in pretty well. And here's a shot of both Premium Deluxe figures together. The new Bumblebee version is a little shorter by just a smidge. Of course, the coloring matches the movie itself with a lighter yellow versus the kind of burnt orange yellow that the Bayverse Bumblebee had. To be honest, I'm more of a fan of the new Bumblebee figure. I like that it kind of harkens back to the old 80s G1 Transformers. And I can't wait to get Optimus Prime when he arrives next year. And also Blitzwing, if he's still set to arrive this year. Premium scale. As far as accessories, pretty much the same as far as the Bayverse Bumblebee. Has the blaster arm, he's got a blade for him, he's got different doors. Of course, the Bayverse Bumblebee has more articulated doors and also articulated wheels. The Bayverse Bumblebee from ThreeZero is pretty much all plastic. There aren't as much die-cast pieces as the new Bumblebee version, and I think that doesn't affect the quality, but it does affect the in-hand feel of the product, as the other piece seems more solid. The arms are easier to position, the legs are easier to position. It feels sturdy. I don't fear Bumblebee toppling over in the new figure versus the old one, where I had to get the legs just right, because these feet, though Bayverse accurate, is not exactly the most stable when it comes to trying to keep your figure standing in a somewhat dynamic pose, versus, as you can see here, the new version of the Bumblebee, a lot more stable as far as the feet itself. And as we continue to the back and see more differences in the figures themselves, I think overall the new Bumblebee looks less gangly. I think there are some parts on the Bayverse Bumblebee, again just by design, where it's thinner of a robot versus Bumblebee. And I think this will reflect on the G1 Inspired new versions and new figures, as they feel more solid and I dare say it, more Gundam-like as far as the original Gundam, when it comes to actually having the robot body be a bit more, I guess, more medium robot-like, versus the Bayverse, where if you took off some of those pieces, the waist is extremely skinny. And here's a shot with Bumblebee with his battle mask on, ready to sting someone. And as you can see, holds the pose very well. The joints are nice and stiff. Arm easily goes across the body. Don't have to worry about breaking anything. Very posable. Alright everyone, a quick summary of this figure. If you have or can choose within the original Bayverse Bumblebee or this one, I think it depends on what kind of Transformers fan you are. For me, I grew up in the 80s, so the G1 Transformers definitely kind of speak to my heart. This version, especially as it goes after more of that G1 look, I think is the better product. I think no knock against the original Bayverse, but I think the steel die-cast underframe gives a great sense of weight to this figure. It feels very solid, whereas the Generation Bayverse ThreeZero Bumblebee was a bit plasticky. And I didn't feel safe standing it up by itself. This figure, this new Bumblebee, feels very solid. Easily holds any pose that you can put it in. There is a lot more maneuverability. That said, of course, this figure does come out quite a few years later, so of course there'll be improvements. Of course, it just came out here in the States. This particular figure was from Big Bad Toy Store, and again, ordered it quite a bit a while ago, back in April of 2019. With this day and age, it feels like it's been years now, just because of everything going on. But this was a wonderful little surprise to arrive on the doorstep. I am looking forward to completing this with the Optimus Prime and Blitzwing. I'm hoping they also do a Soundwave in the Deluxe figure. If you are collecting the larger figures, I do recommend this one. If you're not, the small DLX scale, which is about, I believe, 8 or 9 inches, is also a great, very well detailed, very well articulated figure as well. It's pretty much the same figure, just brought up to a larger scale with a lot more details. Excellent paintwork, as ThreeZero always does, and I mean, you can't really go wrong. And especially once these figures stop being sold by retailers, they go up pretty fast in the secondhand market. So thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe.